So that title though. Okay guys, so this is a video that I was kind of contemplating on not making because it's something that's always kind of plagued me my whole entire life. But I feel that I'm at a stage in my life now where I can actually talk about it and laugh about it and just, you know, use it to better myself and to just find like a better standing point on where I am in my life. And I am going to be telling you the story about when I was bullied in primary school or middle school, whatever you guys call it. It's for the most stupid reason that this happened, and it is something that I to this day cannot understand wholeheartedly because like what the fuck. But yeah, it happened, and I just want to say that it's not cool. You know, I understand that everyone has the right to say shit that they want to say, and they have the right to not like people. You know, if you don't like someone, fine. But when you go out of your way to hurt someone indefinitely and to make them feel less, then I don't really think that makes you a very good person. You know, to your core, that does not make you a very good person. And you should maybe think about not doing that because it hurts, and it hurt me for a long time, and it's something that has plagued me to this very fucking day. So I have always had issues with my teeth. I have heard quite a few comments about my teeth, and I know they're not perfect. They're not perfect. I was very sick when I was a baby. Like, I had chronic laryngitis, and I was permanently, for months on end, I would be in the hospital on nebulizing breathing machines and getting antibiotics pumped into me, and it kind of hurt the growth of my teeth, which made the enamel not being able to grow on properly. So my teeth have always, my whole entire life, been like very brittle teeth. You know, the slightest little bump, they would just break and they would be horrible, and they haven't been like, you know, crystal white. And I mean, I lived with that. I was fine with that. And my teeth always haven't been exactly straight. I mean, look at this little son of a bitch right there. It's horrible. I have only one incisor over here. The reason for that is because my second one grew out over here. It grew out here and then it came down, and the root was also like seriously long, so it was like from here to here, and you can see it every time I would speak and my lip would open. You could see it there. Everybody called me like a half-breed vampire because of this tooth, and I lived with it. Like, I was fine with it. Like, I actually kind of even liked it a little bit. It made, I don't know, I thought it gave me character, you know, and personality. But when I moved to my new school in grade 5, which is 10, 11-ish, you know, and I moved to a new school, and I wasn't, you know, I really needed puberty at that stage. I'm such a tiny human being. Like, I am at this stage now, I'm 5'2.5". You know, I always round it off and say I'm 5'3", but I'm actually 5'2.5", so I'm a very short, tiny human being. But when I was younger, I had the baby fat, and I had it good because I had those really chubby cheeks, which I still do have now, you know. So I had the baby face with the chubby cheeks, and I was a little bit chubbier than everyone else, and so I already had that issue, which also, it wasn't an issue for me until someone pointed it out as to be an issue. You know, I was fine with myself. I loved myself. I didn't know about this whole self-hating, body dysmorphia issues until it was brought upon. 11 years old, I moved to a new school. I'm already feeling out of touch because, you know, it's a new place. I don't know anyone there. I left all my friends behind, so it's already a pretty sucky situation. And I meet this group of girls, and they seemed nice enough. Like, they immediately befriended me. They seemed like they liked me, and I was automatically like, yay, friend. I started hanging out with this group of girls, and for the first couple of months it was great. We got along well. I actually thought that this would be a good thing for me because I immediately made nice friends, and they're good girls, and they're fun, and they introduced me to people. And I remember the one day, it was in August, I came to school and 5 boys came to me, and they're all like, hey, what's up, you know, what's up? And I'm like, you get away from me, I don't know what you want. And the whole day everything was so weird, and it was so, you know, you can tell when people are looking at you and when they talk about you. Like, you can, you know, you just know, you know what I mean? And I go to my one friend and I'm like, listen, what the fuck, what's happening, like what's going on, something's weird. And she's like, you don't know? And I'm like, no. And she's like, well, I wouldn't expect someone like you to know anyway. And I'm like, someone like me? What are you talking about? Like, what is happening? She tells me that there is a rumor in the school going around that the reason why my teeth are so horrible and skew is because I give too many blowjobs. That is why my teeth are so skew. So I'm just gonna let that sink in for a moment. I'm 11, like chubby, shy, you know, not a very bubbly person, and the reason why my teeth are so skew is because I give too much the English blowjobs. And that is the reason why all of the boys that day came to me and they were like, hey, what's up, girl? This rumor was going around school, like the entire school heard of it. The entire school was talking about it so bad that I was called into the principal's office, that my mother was called into the principal's office, and that we had to have a fucking discussion about my 11-year-old ass giving too much freaking head. Like, we were called into the principal's office and he's like, Mrs. Derksen, and my mom is like, what's going on? Why is my kid in such a state? Why is she crying, and why are you looking like she freaking did something wrong? He's like, well, listen, we have some reason to be concerned because there is a rumor about your child going around about her doing sexual acts to people. And my mom is like, what? And he's like, yeah, we heard from one of the teachers that your daughter has been telling people that she likes to do sexual acts. And my mom is like, well, what kind of sexual acts? And this man is automatically like, oh god, I don't want to discuss this because she's fucking 11. He continues to tell my mom the story. I'm sitting there just like freaking bawling my eyes out, so confused, so scared. I don't understand what is happening. My mom is just sitting there. She's like, are you fucking kidding me? I work a 7-to-7 job and you called me down here because kids are spreading rumors about my daughter, and you are questioning her instead of questioning the little pricks who started the rumor. And she's like, look at her. And I'm just sitting there. She's like, look at her. Do you think that this is the kind of child that gives too much head? Like, seriously, is this what you see when you think of blowjobs? And he's like, oh my god, no, how can you say something like that? And my mom is just like, I am going back to work now. I'm taking my child home. I'm going back to work. And I am coming back tomorrow. And when I get here tomorrow, I expect to have at least 2 asses in those seats as to who started that rumor. Because if you don't, I will bring my lawyer into the situation and then they can do it. Do you want the lawyers and the newspapers to know about a child sex scandal at your school? And the principal was immediately like, nah, no, I'm on it. I'm gonna find out what happened. I got this. And my mom was like, yeah, you better. Yeah, you better. She was a boss. Like, seriously, she was. Oh, now that I'm older, I can actually appreciate how fucking awesome she is. And yeah, she handled that shit. The next day, they started tracking down where the rumors began, and it turned out that it was 2 of my friends that I made at school. 2 of my friends that I made at school decided that they didn't like me anymore and that they were gonna break up with me by spreading this rumor. Now let me just tell you this. This rumor has literally followed me up until this very day. Like, people still ask me about this up until this very freaking day, and I can laugh at it now, like, but it was horrible. I was a child and I was exploited to all the shit, and it kind of made growing up a little bit harder, if you know what I mean. But now that I'm older, I understand that kids are just assholes, and that even now, like, the kids now are even a lot more assholes because the internet exists now. And to this day, I still struggle with people being dicks because people are always just going to be horrible. And you're just gonna have to learn how to deal with that. Like, I did not deal with it. I cried and I refused to go to school. and a lot of shit happened to me because of this. I was already a very anxious child when I was little. Like, I used to get like these panic attacks, and my panic attacks were linked to my asthma. So not only will I have a full-blown panic attack, but I will also going to get this asthma attack, and I would be horribly sick. And it's just a very traumatic thing, and to have people talk about you behind your back, and to have people whisper, and to have your friends do shit like this to you, it was a hard time. Luckily, I did end up making new friends, and they understood, and they were like, you know, it's just what those girls do. Those girls are horrible people. And unfortunately, I still kind of stayed friends with them because they apologized. They were like, oh, you know what, we're so sorry, it was like a joke, and it was just kind of like to initiate you into our group, and we just wanted to see what would happen, and blah de fucking blah. And I was like, oh well, okay, if you say so, I guess then that must be freaking true, because idiot. People are always gonna be freaking assholes. That is one thing that I can definitely agree with, and yeah, you just gotta deal with it. That is the story of how my teeth got skewed because I gave too much blowjobs, too many blowjobs. Is that even possible? Like, I don't even know. What? I don't even know. Like, imagine blowjobs with your teeth skewed. You know, anyone can be bullied, anyone can go through this. Like, it's something that happens on a day-to-day basis, and it sucks. It really sucks. Like, it sucks. You know, it gets to you. Like, it really does get to you sometimes, and it just, I think the people you have in your life has a lot to do with how you handle it and how you go about your life after that, because if you don't handle it well, then it's gonna eat you alive. So my advice would be just to get like a strong support system. Tell people what you're going through, because if you stay silent and you don't tell anyone, then it's just gonna get worse, because then they think they can get away with it. You need to open up, and you need to tell someone, because the sooner you tell someone, the sooner that they can sort it out for you, especially if you're young. I just wanted to share the story, and if you enjoyed this story, if it meant anything to you, please remember to hit that like button, comment down below, tell me your stories. I would really love to be able to hear your stories, and I would really love to be able to connect with you guys on a level like that, because we all need a support system, and I would love that for that to be this. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.